Well, it's time to have a chat. It's been a long while actually since I posted that video regarding the 2025 Ram 1500. I can't even remember when I posted that, but it has been a long while ago. And so now Ram has finally taken the covers off of the truck and we can see what it really is. And it turns out that everything I told you in that video that I shot long ago is pretty much exactly what has panned out. The exterior mirrors have been taken from the HD line. You know, they put some new mirrors on the Ram heavy-duty trucks, which is funny because we're begging them to give us a new heavy-duty truck, and they just keep tweaking little things here and there, you know. Anyway, that's a whole different story we could get into. But anyway, the Ram 1500 has those new mirrors from the HD line. Some people don't like them. From the looks of them, I don't think I would like them. I'm not a big fan of vertical mirrors. I like horizontal mirrors. I feel like that I can see better from a horizontal mirror, especially when I'm towing. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with these vertical mirrors on towing package trucks. But anyway, that's one of the updates that the Ram 1500 has gotten for 2025. Of course, the big news, though, is the powertrain. You know, they've gone away from the Hemi. We all know that. We've been hearing about that for a long while. And they've got this new Hurricane engine, which is an inline six-cylinder, turbocharged engine. And so, you know, we kind of knew it was coming, didn't know exactly when it was coming, but in that last video that I was referencing, I told you that I really feel like 2025 model year is when we're going to see it, and here it is. So we've got two versions, and this is what I really want to talk about is the powertrain, because this is a really big deal. And, you know, when I say that the Ram 1500 for 2025 is everything that I expected it to be, that's not necessarily a positive thing. I want to make that clear. I feel like Ram is taking two steps backwards here, which is exactly what I expected. So let's talk about this new powertrain. So in terms of fuel economy, there's some graphics here I'm going to show you that I got from the 5th Gen Ram forum, thanks to Ivory Hemi. He posted these up. But anyway, you can see in this chart here, the fuel economy really is not any better. Ram is showing basically a 1 mile per gallon bump on the EPA certification. Okay, that's important to note. Okay, these are the numbers from when they went to do their EPA certification. So this is the number you're going to see on the window sticker, on that Monroney sticker that you find in the window of the truck when you're shopping for them. 1 mile per gallon bump. Okay. However, in the real world, what we have seen over and over and over again for the last 10 years is that these small displacement turbocharged engines do not get better fuel economy in the real world. And in fact, usually they use more fuel, especially when you hook a trailer to them and start working the truck, okay? Because when you're stuffing those little bitty cylinders with air so that you can generate more power, what that means is you also have to stuff those little bitty cylinders with fuel. You know, and Ford, you know, they've had lawsuits that they've dealt with regarding their fuel economy and the fact that those little EcoBoost engines in the Ford trucks have not gotten the fuel economy that owners feel like they were promised, you know. And it's just a common issue on these little turbo engines. If you drive them very conservatively and you're unloaded, yeah, you might see that 1 mile per gallon gain. But the fact is, if you get into the pedal and enjoy the power, if you put a load in the bed, if you hook a trailer onto it, you're going to use more fuel, believe it or not, than the larger displacement V8 naturally aspirated engines. I mean, that's just the way it is. So even though they're showing a 1 mile per gallon bump, I really feel like that in the real world, we're not going to see any fuel economy gain whatsoever with this new engine. Okay, so you're not saving any money at the pump with this new engine, not to mention that the higher output versions of this engine will require premium fuel, okay? So you're going to spend more money at the pump, actually, with these new engines versus the outgoing Hemi V8. So that's just, there's a step backward right there. Then you have the fact that the maintenance on this new engine is going to kind of be a little bit tricky. From what I'm seeing, the new 3-liter engine doesn't even have an engine oil dipstick. You're not going to be able to pop the hood and pull the stick and check your oil level. I guess they're going to all of these electronic sensors, so you'll have to go through your infotainment screen, to look at your oil level. It's kind of like my wife's new car. She's got that new 2024 Mini Countryman. It's like that. It doesn't have a dipstick. You got to go through all these menus on your infotainment screen to check the oil level, which is ridiculous. And even at that, you can't get a precise view of it. You know, it just kind of has like a bar graph or whatever. So anyway, that's kind of what we're going to be dealing with probably going forward, but Ram is doing it right now on this 3-liter engine. I feel like a lot of guys are going to look at that and say, well, you know, I don't even want to fool with this, so they'll just take it to the dealer, have the dealership service it for them, which is probably one of the reasons why Ram is doing this. You know, more money coming into the service departments. But most traditional guys like us, I just can't stand that. I want to be able to pull a dipstick and see the oil level in my engine. What's wrong with that, you know? Anyway, so the maintenance is going to be a little trickier. I'm betting that you're probably going to have to find a very specific oil for this new engine, which is probably going to be a little harder to find and a little more expensive. So your maintenance is going to be a step backwards too, versus a Hemi, which is one of the easiest engines you will ever service. So there's another step back. Interestingly enough, the capability of this new engine is sending the truck another step back. I'm going to show another graphic. Again, I got this from the 5th Gen Ram forum, which I've been a member of for years now. But you can see here that in both versions, the standard output and the high output version of the 3-liter turbo engine, you're losing payload and you're losing towing capability with both versions, okay? The Hemi engine, the outgoing Hemi engine, had more payload, more towing capacity across the board than these new engines. So again, all the competition is going up and up and up with their tow ratings and payload. You know, Ford and GM trucks are becoming more and more capable with each generation. And here Ram is going backwards. So again, it's another negative point for this new 2025 Ram 1500, and I just don't get it. Your fuel economy is not helping you out any. In fact, you're going to spend more money. Maintenance getting worse. Payload and towing capacity going backwards. I mean, there are no positive points at all to this new engine whatsoever. And the cherry on top is that the prices are going way up. So again, there's going to be a price increase for 2025. I really don't get it. You know, I understand that they've got these ridiculous emissions rules that they have to deal with. You know, our EPA and our government, especially under our current leadership, I mean, it's just a joke what they're doing to these automakers. And so people like us can't have what we want, you know, because the government's kind of forcing the automaker's hand a little bit. I get it. But, you know, you look at the competitors, GM and Ford, and they're still offering a big range of options to people. You can still get a V8. You can get a little, you know, small V6 with a turbo on it, or a little 4-cylinder with a turbo on it. You know, you got those options, but you can still get a V8. You can still get a small displacement turbo diesel from GM. You know, so the other companies still give you options, and I just feel like that Ram is really tying their hands behind their back here with this new Hurricane engine, because it doesn't seem to be pushing their product forward any. And you know, when you consider that the body of the truck is still the same, it's still the same 5th Gen Ram outside and inside that we've had since the 2019 model year. So 5 or 6 years have gone by now, and it's the same truck. And now you're plaguing it with this new powertrain, which is like 3 steps backwards. I mean, the grand scheme of things, I just think that the 2025 Ram 1500 is just, it's not appealing. I mean, I hate to say it because I'm a Ram guy. You know, on the inside, I still love, you know, Ram and Jeep and, you know, those brands, but it's just not appealing. You know, I just can't see any reason why, if you're going out to buy a new truck in 2025 and you know you're going to buy a half-ton truck, I can't see any reason why you would go with a Ram. I really can't. So, it is what it is, I guess. We can't do anything about it. But what do you guys think about it? Am I crazy? Or do you guys kind of agree with me? Let me know. We'll talk to you later.